All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, our glory, and our honors unto Howard by Shem Shai, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is the priest of Zion from GMS Atlanta. Back again with another update on the mark of the beast. As you can see here, I have an article from biometricupdate.com. And we're getting, as usual, this is pretty much a ongoing thing in this society. We're getting ever closer to the mark of the beast being introduced to the world in a mandatory fashion. All right, they're constantly setting up different biometric technologies around the world. They have a lot of these different tech companies that are developing this new system. You have a lot of mainstream companies like Google and Apple investing in these different biometric technologies, Visa, MasterCard, everything pertaining to Revelation 13, really verse 15 on down, of how the elites of Esau are going to, through the beast, NATO, going to introduce this new mark into the world. So this is the headline here. It says, biometrics and body temperature scanning technology for schools rolls out. DHS S&T announces survey. It says CyberLink, Princeton Identity, and OneScreen announce solutions, remark system deployed. This is from August 19, 2020, the year of prophecy. I'll jump into it. It says new software, modules, and scanners for biometric identification and body temperature checks have been launched by CyberLink, Princeton Identity, and OneScreen, respectively, to help society reopen amidst the lingering threat of COVID-19. Each company mentions workplaces and schools as customers their technology is designed for, and schools are exploring different technologies to enable safe reopening. Now, everyone is convinced about how well they will work, however. Or I guess I should say not everyone. Not everyone is convinced about how well they will work, however. A lot of us in our different local cities, especially those of us that have children, those that catch the news in the morning and the afternoon and the evening, they're pretty much having a struggle with reopening schools amidst this so-called pandemic. With certain schools are starting back, they're opening, but they're opening remotely. At least down here in Georgia, they're opening remotely, virtually. And they have even more schools that I know down here in Georgia that are shutting down because when they did try to open physically, they said that there were confirmed cases. Okay, confirmed cases. And I have many questions on how they even knew that within 2 or 3 days. But this is the solution. The solution for this crisis, all right, the C-19 as I call it. The solution for this crisis is now they want to introduce biometric technology. Now, we've been saying this, okay? I've been saying this for years. The apostles and the elders have been saying this. The prophets, all right? The prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai. We've been telling you that Esau is going to introduce a new system, a new way of life, a new image of the world to see, which is the image of the beast, pursuing the Revelation in the 13th chapter. That's why you're seeing them really delay on opening these schools, okay? The reason for the delay is because they want to introduce this technology, but they have to test it first. So colleges and different schools are going to, you're going to see a lot of these schools shipping new equipment, okay? So let's jump back into it. All right, it says CyberLink introduces Face Me Health. CyberLink has introduced the new Face Me Health solution to provide biometric identity verification, mass detection, and body temperature detection to help schools, retailers, hospitality operators, hospitals, airports, and more prevent the spread of COVID-19. Face Me Health automates the above checks and detects if masks are worn properly, providing what CyberLink says is cost-effective, non-intrusive, and efficient health screening. Right now, if you look at China has all this technology, this facial recognition, the different biometric systems has already been introduced into China. So they want to introduce the same thing here in America and in Europe, which is the beast. Okay? And this C19 is the perfect catalyst to say, well, you know what? We need better technology. We need to screen more people. And of course, they're going to come out with a vaccine soon. But this is what we're seeing being set up. Okay? And they're already getting you people, all right, those that may watch this or hear this and don't believe, all right, the people are already ready to be introduced to this technology because of they've already been desensitized to wearing masks. No matter how healthy or whatever people say about how healthy wearing the mask is, the point is the conformity, the normalcy bias, all right, which basically means new things that are introduced, eventually you become indifferent to it. That's normalcy bias. Such as seeing these different National Guard troops in the streets. I've seen National Guard troops recently as maybe 2 weeks ago, just casually driving through the hood, where Jake lives at, So they're getting people used to wearing masks, used to seeing troops, used to the police, helicopters being around, because Esau has a new world order that he's trying to introduce. So now they want to introduce this biometric technology that's going to totally be intrusive. Okay? It says Princeton Identity launches module for return to work and school. Temperature sensors have been added to the biometric scanners in the IOM Access 200 product family from Princeton Identity to add touchless body temperature checks to access control systems. Right, so I'm going to jump down. It says, now Princeton Identity announced intentions to expand its face and iris biometrics product portfolio to support post-secondary school reopening earlier in the year. Post-secondary, that goes into colleges, okay? And different, universities and things like that. So this is what they want to do. To really get people back into these schools to where you can be around others, they want you to be in the system, locked in. All right? And the ultimate goal is to get everyone microchipped. But they're doing it systematically. They're doing it by what's called as gradualism. Okay? First you get free test, and then you get the test for free, and then you quarantine. Okay, well now you got to wear a mask just in case you are asymptomatic, but you can still carry the virus. Oh, then okay, you want to get back in school? Well, we got to scan your temperature. You got to, we got to scan your fingerprint just so we know who you are, just in case something happens or something breaks out. And then they're going to introduce the chip soon. Oh, well, you got to get the vaccine, So this is how they're moving. Now, I have another article, right? And this is from the same website. It says, BioKey IAM solution deployed by colleges as centralized survey shows biometrics needed for remote work. So they're doing these surveys. They're doing these test runs to see how well this system is going to work. Okay. So I'll just read a few here. It says identity and access management technology is taking on new prominence with in-person processes disrupted across virtually every industry, and a new report suggests the global consumer IAM market will grow to 15.3 billion by 2025, up by 15.1% CAGR from 7.6 billion in 2020. This is a little bit more of the point here. It says BioKey continues to have success signing up higher learning institutions for its Portal Guard IAM solution, and a survey from Centrify indicates that over half of businesses are looking into biometric authentication to plug cybersecurity gaps related to remote work. Yes, because a lot of these workers within the last 4 to 5 months have been working from home on their laptop, or they had to go into work, but then they social distance you from in your cubicle, and it's been a hell of a year so far. It says BioKey partners with campus and signs. BioKey partners with campus and signs up 3 colleges. Colleges in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia have selected the Portal Guard identity and access management solution from BioKey. And here in Georgia, a lot of these schools, it was national news. I mentioned it earlier. One high school in North Atlanta, North Georgia, pretty much a student posted a picture of basically everyone going back to school the first day, and there were no masks. The schools was crowded like it was any other time before. But because of what's supposed to be this crisis, the world made it a concern, or the media made it a concern. So now they're saying, okay, well, the solution is we're going to introduce biometric technology so we'll know who's who. And all of this is on top of Apple and Google introducing their contract tracing apps. And the video I did the other day with Virginia rolling out a contact tracing app based on those updates that Google and Apple did earlier in the summer. Okay? So this is what they're doing. Everything is tying in. Everything is key. Everything is coming together. Okay? But this is what we've been telling you. We've been telling you that these things were coming to pass. Way before these things happened. We told you that Esau was going to introduce a new system. All right, so let me get that scripture. Right, Revelation 13 and 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The he is Esau, is NATO. All right, which includes America. All right, Europe, the UK. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, what you see around you, this new way of life has power now through what? Through them using the media to put it into your minds and your spirits. That the image of the beast should both speak. So now, because these things are being shown to you day after day, hour after hour, night after night, it's speaking now. It says, and call that is many, and this is the eventual outcome of what they're setting up. It says, and call that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, because you would be deemed a threat in the near future if you're not a part of this new biometric Internet of Things, microchip human world that our enemies are creating. Okay? So this is what's being set up here. All right? Let's see here. Right? And this is where I was at. So back in the article, it says the Reading Area Community College in Reading, Pennsylvania, University of Mount Olive in Mount Olive, North Carolina, and East Georgia State College in Swainsboro, Georgia, are each integrating the combined solution. So as these things get surveyed and tested, we're going to see, we're going to see a lot more of this being talked about in the news. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. And we all know what's coming. The mark of the beast is coming. Once they get this biometric system set up and they get people introduced and they get your kids and these students and these different workers used to using this. Because I did a video the other day with Google, how Google is now allowing you to use biometrics to pay for things. And they're developing it for the desktop. I believe I did that video yesterday. You know? So these things are rolling out quickly, man. So I'm going to read verse 16. All right, 17. And I'll read 18 too. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor. And this is what's to come, the mandatory microchipping. From all walks of life are going to have to get this mark. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And it could be any number of companies that are developing this technology. You know, one is Neuralink, as far as putting the mark on your forehead. That's the brain implant. You have other companies. I believe Google was developing brain implant technology. As well as other companies. You got Dangerous Things, Verichip. They were all developing microchip implants. So it's the new world that Esau wants, and this is going to soon come to where either you are compliant, or they're going to, like I said earlier, pursuant to the prophecy, verse 15, you're going to be killed if you're not, because they're going to say, oh, well, you could be sick, you're a threat. You know, we got to lock you, isolate you, you know. So this is verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, so you won't be able to interact, buy or sell, get a bag of chips, or sell anything off eBay, right? Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right? And yeah, because you have to probably because what they're doing is you have to sign in biometrically. You know, to access your computer, you're gonna have to register your chip. Then you can access all these websites. That's why you have all these pay for service websites now that were once free. YouTube was free, but YouTube Red, you have to pay for that. You know. So there's going to be a change in things soon, you know. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. And this is why we teach these things when we see them, and we prophesy and we report these things, because we have understanding. So the other elect members out there of us Israelites, so you can have the understanding. It says, now, for it is the number of a man. That man we understand is a so-called white man, Esau. And his number is 666, and that's the vibration that he puts these different legislation under. 060606, which is a House resolution bill for contact tracing. Bill Gates and his the 666 patent for his vaccines. Okay, all this is coming out in the last days because we're in that time. Okay, and if you are to take that mark, then the Heavenly Father is going to destroy you. This is Revelation chapter 14 and 11. I read this before. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night. So you're going to be tormented. You're not going to rest. You're going to be killed by the Lord. It says, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So if you take the mark of the beast, which is the mark implant, you're going to be destroyed. Here is the patience of the saints. And in these last days, as we seeing things change and roll out, we got to have patience, Akim and Aqua. We got to have patience, okay? It says, here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. And we have to understand that our Lord, He already warned us and told us of these things that they're going to happen. So if we are seeing it, we should believe in it. So we got to believe in what He says about Him protecting us, you know. But with that, you know, I hope this was edifying. I want to give our praises, our glory, and our honors unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the others of great millstone. Shalom.